Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan for SYS-CON TV. We're here at 8th Cloud Expo, New York, as is Jordan Braunstein, which means we must be talking. You've got one of the longest names, Visual Integrator Consulting. I think you're the only person at this show not directly selling something. Is that true, Jordan?
That's absolutely correct. We are actually a cloud advisory firm. So we are product and vendor agnostic, and we beat a lot of these guys up over the head to make sure that their products work for our customers. So we do cloud strategy, cloud roadmaps, assessments, and basically our personal philosophy is it's all about the architecture. It's not about buying a bunch of products and trying to see if it works. It's all about the architecture, and I think that's a big problem right now is a lot of these customers are realizing, how do I make this work? How do I get started? How do I avoid throwing a bunch of spaghetti into the cloud? And we're helping them do that. And so we don't sell a product, we sell our expertise, and we help customers with that strategy model.
Now I suddenly have this vision, Jordan, of you sitting in the middle of some vendor who's got a sweet gig going on, and you come in and say, half the things they're saying to you aren't necessarily true. Are you going to be in conflict with some of these vendors?
No, we put it pretty politely, and that's why we do evaluation up front. We will lay out what are the risks, what are the benefits, how do you mitigate those risks with a particular product suite. And we do an upfront scorecarding and evaluation selection for our customers so that they choose the right vendor rather than us coming in on the back end and saying, yeah, you chose the right vendor, they're not meeting your requirements or their capabilities aren't a fit. So we would try to help them up front, do that upfront planning. Now, if we came in and a vendor wasn't necessarily meeting their needs, we would, obviously we'd cross that bridge very, sensitively so that we didn't, destroy a vendor's relationship or whatever. But the biggest problem I see out there is there's no one vendor that does it all. It's not like ERP systems or databases where you can buy an end-to-end stack from one single place. And that's a problem because who's going to stitch all this stuff together? So we're helping customers realize how to build that glue and that integration layer to bring multiple vendors best of breed together to make your cloud solution work.
Now, I am thinking there ought to be an unceasing line of people out the door trying to get a hold of your consultancy services. Is that the case?
Yes, we have a very long list of folks that we've met over the last 3 days that are just refreshed with the idea that we're bringing to them. That we're not pitching them on another product, but talking about architecture and roadmaps and how do I get this to work. And we also have a very unique offering, which is a subscription-based advisory model.
Oh, very cloudy.
Very cloudy. We said, hey, the product vendors can't have all the fun with the subscription model. We're going to bring it over to the consulting and advisory side. So we've been telling customers about this, and they say, hey, wow, for only 8 hours per month, I can get in and get some advisory services, and you can point me in the right direction and show me some architectural patterns and frameworks that will work. And we say, yes, absolutely. And that's a good entry point for a lot of these customers because the reality is everyone's kind of walking around asking other people, have you done this before? Have you done this before? And guess what the most common answer is? No. We're all kind of pioneers here, right? No, I mean, we've done a couple. If I went out and said we've done 20 of these, I'd be lying because then I'd have the whole market cornered. Because the reality is this is so new, we're all such early adopters. And that's scary and risky to a lot of people. People are very nervous out here that, what's the right way to do this so I don't mess up, lose my job, make my CIO look bad. So there's a lot of factors into that. So our advisory service is helping them mitigate those risks, helping you keep your job, helping you make sure that your organization is built and architected in the right way.
So it'll be a fair summary, I'm guessing, to say you've had a pretty good show.
Oh, yeah, it's been fantastic. We've met a lot of people. We have talked to some of the vendors as well, and people are really resonating with the idea that, hey, it is all about the architecture. We don't want to build a bunch of spaghetti. And yes, I would highly recommend this show to anybody who's even thinking about moving into the cloud. This is the perfect event to come to.
And what about if we want to come to you now and pursue your services, something for something? Give us a URL that people following this out there on the World Wide Web can go to.
Sure, we've got a couple different URLs. The most famous one is spaghetticops.com because we are the policemen of making you avoid spaghetti. So go to spaghetticops.com, or obviously you can go directly to us at visualintegrator.com. We also own the URL, because we're based out of Denver, we own milehighcloud.com, not to be confused with Mile High Club, but milehighcloud.com. So all three of those point to our base website, and you can obviously contact us, and we'd love to get you signed up for even an entry point on our subscription-based advisory service.
Sounds good to me. There is an invitation from the man himself. I have to say I like the Spaghetti Cop. Spaghetti Cop, singular or plural? Spaghetti
Cops, because there's money of us.
SpaghettiCops.com. That's the place to go next. Thanks so much for talking with us, and thank you for joining us out there on the World Wide Web.